Hey you guys, it's Ty and welcome back to my channel where I hope you guys stay uplifted, motivate you, and find peace amongst yourself. So if you're interested in these type of videos, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up by leaving a like, make sure you're commenting down below, and make sure you're subscribed by turning on your notification bell if it's not on already. As well as just follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter at Ty_guidance and on Facebook at Talks with Ty to stay up to date. So good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. It's going on 9:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and today is currently Thursday, October 21st, 2021. So I hope you guys have been practicing daily, reflecting, enjoying your evening, your day, or your afternoon. So that being said, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing, as well as having your notifications on and taking your time to take each day for what it is. So you guys, don't judge me. I just had some McDonald's. It's okay that I eat McDonald's, even though that I am supposed to be eating a lot healthier. I am currently trying to get back onto my diet. I used to be a whole vegetarian, for those of you who may or may not know, but just know that as the month grows and this year grows and we're reflecting, I'm reflecting too. So next year, I've already made it a goal of mine to get back to eating healthier. So it's not to say that just because I can't start my diet this year or that I have goals for next year that I can't eat healthier, but just keeping in mind. And that's the same thing. So make sure that when you learn from your experiences and you're able to understand what you've gone through, where have you come from, and where you want to go. And once again, this is a judge-free channel. So like how I have a band-aid on my neck and I'm giving Chicken Little vibe, hairstyle, summer walker hair style vibes, this is a judge-free channel. So on this channel, we do not judge. If you want to judge, if you're full of yourself or full of your ego, I just suggest and advise to continue to not watch, because on this channel, we don't have two of those things here. But for today's video, we will go over and discuss what is the root of understanding. And before we do that, something that I like to do for those of you who might be new and just, maybe watching for the first time, is I like to break down the keywords from the title/topic, and I do that by using a dictionary or thesaurus. And the reason why I like to break down keywords from the title/topic not only is to refresh you guys and reassure you guys what these words are and see how they perceive and interpret, but to understand like how you may comprehend it, because everyone in life processes information differently. And on my channel, because I'm a healer, I'm here to suggest and advise, speak from experience, if not give you guys factual information. It's up to you to use your discernment, your judgment, and understand what applies and how you want to resonate with it, or understanding how the information is effective. So realizing how you choose to interpret it and how it's going to benefit you in your every single day life. So with that being said, the words that I chose to break down from the title/topic from the dictionary are the words root and understanding. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start today's video. But make sure you, like I said, you guys are following me on my Instagram and my Twitter at Ty_guidance, and on Facebook at Talks with Ty to stay up to date. And all that information will be down in the description box below. And fun fact as well, for those of you who are new, I currently have my phone on this stand that I have, but the phone that I have is older and it's heavier. This is for like a newer version. So eventually, in due time, you guys, I do plan on investing into better equipment for the quality, because even though I have good quantity for you guys and good content, I want to take my time into editing my videos. When I first started my channel, I would edit more. I had a whole intro music and words popping up here and there. So in due time, I'm going to go ahead and invest into that so you guys are able to enjoy the videos. I understand, the story times and sitting down and talking is also informative, but I want it to be, entertaining as well. So it's not just me talking all the time. So with that being said, make sure you guys are staying hydrated, drinking plenty of water, and taking each day for what it is. And fun fact, you guys, whenever I have a cut, I am like Nelly. I will walk around with a band-aid. So I have a cut on my neck, I had one on my face, I would just wear a band-aid, and it's okay, because once again, I'm very comfortable with myself and my skin. I love myself dearly. I do not let people who do not know me or people who are going to judge me or have any negative energy or entities affect me. So if you see that I have a band-aid on my face and you're like, oh my gosh, you can, say what you want. But for those of you who know, like, something obviously happened to me and I'm going to wear my band-aid. So that being said, let's go ahead and get to the root of understanding and what it is and how it is going to affect us. What is the root of understanding? So the words I'm going to define for you guys that I chose from the title/topic are the words root and understanding. So the word root could be used as a noun or a verb. So the root is the part of a plant which attaches itself to the ground or to support. Typically, it's underground, conveying water and nourishments to the rest of the plant. So your root is going to be the source or the origin. So a root is the basic cause of the source of origin of something. So the word source is a place, person, or thing which something comes from and can be obtained. So your origin is the point of the place where something begins, arises. So the root, something that you can do or use as a verb, is caused by something to plant, or to be planted, to grow, to sow, or to be embedded. So a root is when you establish something deeply and you're firming it. So to be embedded is when you fixed firmly, deeply in the surrounding by masses by being implanted. So planting something is when you establish something or someone into an idea of someone's mind and understanding. So the word understanding could be used as a noun or an adjective. So when you understand something and have an understanding, you have the ability to understand and you comprehend. So comprehension is another word in apprehension. So comprehension is when you have the action or the capability to understand something or someone. Apprehension is a grasp and overall comprehension of what somebody is understanding or to be understood. So to use it as an adjective, understanding is when you're compassionate and you're sympathetic. Sympathetically, when you're aware of people's feelings and you're able to be tolerant or to be forgiving. So having an insight or a good judgment. So compassion is feeling or showing sympathy and concern for others. So what is the root of understanding? So what is the root of understanding? So understanding is straightforward. When it comes to understanding, we as people comprehend, we get it, we catch the drift, or have a basic handle. So the root word of comprehension is to grasp. So when you are able to understand something, you have a perception, which can be perceived. So when you are perceiving something, you're taking a hold of, you're referring, and you're able to have a general comprehension. So the reason why it's important to understand what understanding is and how it affects you is to realize that when you're able to comprehend or have a perception or perceiving information, you're not confused or having any form of conflict. Rather, you're having a conversation, you're sending a message, you're having relations, whether it's intimate, whether it's personal or business related. So when it comes to comprehending and when you're able to understand the root of understanding and how someone perceives, you're able to have a general apprehension of the truth. So realizing that when it comes to self-evident principles known as communication or just simple comprehension, it is up to you to perceive the information how it most relates to you. So when you have the origin or you have the source of when someone's trying to heal or have a conversation or just general communication, you have an idea of how this information may affect you. So when it comes to practicing daily, when it comes to, just like I said, any form of relation, any form of opportunity or experience, you're able to see, okay, with this information being, informed to me or being displayed, mentally, emotionally, financially, spiritually, how do you want to interpret this information? So when you have the roots, when you break down, and this is why I use a dictionary and the source to break down keywords for you guys from the title/topic, is to have that general awareness. So we're able to grasp and perceive the information, how it's going to be most beneficial and effective to us. And another reason why I like to break down the keywords is because everybody's comprehension and level of awareness based off their emotional intelligence is individually going to be reflected of the source, which is yourself. So even though I'm a person and you're a person watching this, we may not have the same form of ways of communication. So how I communicate, how I express myself sometimes physically with my hands, or how I communicate fast paced or slow paced, or directly from like monotone. I get that a lot, just with no emotion or having a lot of emotion. You're able to understand, okay, this is how Ty communicates. Even though I may not communicate the same way, whether it's physically or verbally, I'm able to comprehend, her intention. And that's another reason why it's important to understand the root of understanding, because when it comes to any form of relationship, communication, or healing, you want to be able to know what the intention is. So being specific, and that's what I did for the month of October, and that's what I've been doing for the past couple of months, is being strategic and specific with the content and the quality and the type of videos that I wanted to post on here for you guys when it comes to healing. Because once again, healing is a process, and I am getting ready for the month of November to come up with the content. So for those of you who are new recently, for the past couple of months, I've been posting almost throughout the entire month, every single day. And I plan on doing that into the end of this year. And even when, our channel grows and more people are able to be subscribed for that reason, so people are able to understand that when it comes to healing or just comprehension or just understanding and just perceiving information, that it's a process. And not only is it a choice to process the information, what I want to suggest and advise, it's on your time. So pacing yourself, so allowing yourself to know, like, you don't have to rush, not to compare yourself. This is why I said in the beginning of this video, this is a judge-free channel. We don't invalidate how people feel, because anything that I suggest and advise for you guys, I apply in my real life. So like, two things that I personally do not like, this is just opinionated strictly, is people who are hypocrites and people who contradict themselves. So like, if I say something, what I say should match what my actions are, and if I do something, my actions should match what I said I was going to do. So verbally, the consent, as well as how the information is being processed. This is why on my channel, I don't tell you guys what to do, how to feel. Like, just because I believe certain things, just because I may have a certain religious or background, doesn't mean that I have to force that on you. As a healer, it's my job to understand who I am, what I'm capable of, and my actions and my verbal consent should be able to align with that. You all being individual people, because everyone's not a healer, is up to you to, allow what information you want to resonate, what you want to take notes on, what you want to incorporate, or what you want to listen to, or rather you're just like, this may be for me, and if it's not, that's up to you. That's why, just because, for example, if I believe in religion or if I believe in spirituality and you all don't, I am not the creator. I am not the source. It's not my place to sit here and say, well, if I believe in this religion or if I believe in this, you have to believe in that too. Like, when it comes to healing and unconditional love and just equality, because that's my goal overall, it's for people to realize that they're their own person, as long as they're not causing any physical harm, any violence, or any corruption towards the world. You can like the color purple and I can like the color blue. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, oh, you have to like the color blue just because I like it. And if you don't like this more, then that means that I'm not able to respect how you feel. I'm invalidating how you feel, and vice versa. And that's not my intentions. My intentions as a healer is just to do that. So meaning everybody is their own person. Everyone has their own purpose, I believe. So when it comes to figuring out what that is, taking your time, not allowing people and places and things that you don't align yourself with to also, construct your judgment. That's why it's so important to understand the root of understanding, because when you're having a conversation with people, you're not going to always be able to notice people's intentions, but I suggest and advise you start to pay attention to what people say as well as what they do, because when it comes to understanding, you want to have a mutual understanding. So it doesn't matter what someone says or do, their intentions will always show. And in order for you to realize that, it's important to listen, it's important to work on yourself, practice daily and reflect. That's why I tell you guys to always practice daily. I tell you guys to get a notebook, let me get this out. You guys see, stanishing. Get a notebook, starting to write down how you feel, surround yourself with like-minded people, listen to yourself speak, record your thoughts, look yourself in the mirror, regardless of whatever coping strategy you need to work for you, realizing how it's going to work for you and not allowing people and places and things who don't align. So in order to get to that point, if you're, going through depression, anxiety, have ADHD, whatever attachment or label that you've been content with, is reflecting. So in order to do that, you have to have some type of, let's say stress or obstacle or an experience you may not have the knowledge or the wisdom to understand. And it's okay to be naive, but the goal is to realize that you were in that situation and that situation is not going to be permanent, but you and your existence is. Those situations are going to happen to us. We cannot control all of the situations that happen to us in life. We can control how we react and respond, and that's why it's important to understand the root of understanding, like, what was the purpose of you going through what you went through, and why did you have to, feel the way you did, and to also realizing that in order to process that information and understand how it affects you, you have to be able to heal. So realizing that it's okay if you rode your bike for the first time and you fell and you got a boo-boo and you cut yourself and it hurts. It's okay. Little my camera shaking. It's okay to realize that you're not where you want to be and that, you have to grow. So as long as you're able to understand the root of situations, conversations, and environments, you're able to reflect. So remember that the root is understanding and grasping. So in order to grasp something, you want to be aware. So listening more than you speak, asking questions, learning, and realizing that the more that you learn from a situation or an experience, the more you're able to realize, like, okay, if this happened to me and I don't want to go through this again, or if I can prevent this situation, knowing what you can do, acquiring skills. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize, is that you become, in my opinion, so much more wiser when you're able to learn skills from not having the knowledge. Because if you knew everything in your life, one thing I will suggest and advise is that you wouldn't have to be watching these videos, or you would be exactly where you are. You wouldn't have days where you feel good and then have days when you don't. And that's what healing is. Like, I see a lot of people who try to justify and label, and they're very contradiction. I'm not going to say anybody specifically because it's a lot of people, and it's okay because everyone learns differently. This is why when I see stuff like that, I remove myself. I don't entertain it and I don't engage. I'm just saying this because I'm expressing it. But it's like, healing is healing. Like, you're going to have days where you're sad. You're going to have days where you're mad. Like, healing is not, I don't know who said that healing was supposed to be roses and butterflies, and like, think about healing as like if you cut yourself or if you fell off a bike and you were bleeding bad. So like, I have a band-aid, I have a cut on my neck. In order for my neck to heal, it has to be bruised up, it had to have bleed, it had to have stung, I had to have felt some type of pain, it had to hurt. Like, healing is a process. It's a process. So I don't know why some people, this is why it's so important to not, like I said, surround yourself with people who do not align with your intentions, or listen to everything you hear. If it doesn't resonate, don't take information. And if you don't appreciate, you don't have to tell those people that, but remove yourself. Like, I don't tell the people that who say stuff that to me doesn't make sense. I don't tell them that because that's how they think. I disagree. I'm allowed to disagree, and I, keep my peace. But like, healing is a process. So if you're able to understand the process of intentions of why things happen to you, you're able to have a general understanding. And the only reason why I'm expressing that is because, just like how everybody else has opinions, I have opinions too. And this is why I tell you guys information from factual source or experience, because everyone has an opinion. Just how, like I said, that I don't agree with some people who say certain things, because it's very contradiction. Like, how you're going to tell people information, or people who say certain things and they just say it for attention or validation. They're not doing it because they're content with themselves. And you can tell when people are content with themselves because how they carry themselves, how they speak, and their actions. Like, whole is, let's just go ahead and define that. As you guys can see, I like to have a dictionary, so what I'm saying makes sense, and it's not because I know everything or I think I know it all, but I only know what I know. So being whole is an entire intact. So yes, something is whole, is structure, is stable, is full. Like, for some people, their discernment may not be as clear because people are still learning, but for me, I'm myself and I speak for myself. I can't speak for other people. I'm able to use my discernment. I'm able to use the judgment. And if it applies, it applies. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. So keeping that in mind, because when it comes to healing, once again, it's a process. You're going to have days where you feel good. You're going to have days where you feel bad until you're able to actually be healed, which means the wound no longer exists. And if you've been wounded for a long time, it's going to be a longer process. You're going to have days where, balance out, or that's why it's important to understand the root, the understanding, and the intention of it, so you're able to grasp how you're able to respond and react. So what I suggest and advise when it comes to understanding the root of understanding, take your time, trust yourself before you listen or you do certain things, because there are a lot of people, once again, who just say stuff just to certain people just because they think it sounds nice. And it's not until you see how people are doing certain things and you're paying attention to what they're saying. Because if that was the situation, everybody in the world would be healed, and everyone is not healed. Everyone has their own journey. Everybody is their own person. Everybody looks like themselves. That's why I tell you guys not to compare yourself to people, because to me, and this is also from a place of opinion, like, you're not going to be anybody but yourself, and you can't expect yourself from other people, because you were made specifically to be you. You can have similarities in other people, but there's nobody else like you, because you're only you. That's like me. So making sure you practice daily and you reflect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Live your life, and don't forget to say YOLO. Until next time, peace.